and welcome back to our final episode of the season of Big Brother 26. We have crowned a new winner, and we're going to tell you all about it. I'm your host, Tiffany.
And I'm your other host, Derek F, aka Big D. And yes, Tiffany, we are finally at the finale. Let me first start, before I start everything.
Okay.
Shout out to the Royal Court. Shout out
to the Royal Court.
Shout out to all the subscribers. I also appreciate everyone that was following the rules with us, and I appreciate not spoiling things in the chat. So now you guys know we are only recapping the weeks, okay? But we appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming and supporting us. We really want to thank you guys. And Tiffany, I want to give you a special shout out. Tiffany, you worked so hard. You did almost every week. You only missed one, and that means a lot. And I appreciate you coming and doing this with me, this crazy schedule, staying up late with me, and recapping Big Brother 26 with me. So thank you so much, Tiffany. It really does mean the world to me. And I know the fans love you. They want to hear from you. I'm just here to look cute and assist, okay? And just go, yes, and that's it. So,
you know what? Wait, I have to set the record straight. One, yes. If I will say, if it wasn't for the Royal Court and Big D, I don't know that I would be able to show up and do this every week, because I look forward to coming and watching our premiere and everyone joining us in the live chat, and we get to interact with all of our viewers and our subscribers, and that it does make me feel special that they tune in every week, and some people leave what they're doing to come watch us. But I do want to say that Derek is the operations. Okay. He is the man behind the glass. He's the people behind, he's the puppet master. I show up. Derek does everything. I just literally have to show up. He gets the links ready, our guests ready. He sends out the reminders. He writes all the notes. Even if he's gonna call Chemo Kiki, it doesn't matter. He knows what he means.
Kiki,
he knows what he means. You make this very easy for me, because it's not easy for me at all. I get anxiety every time. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot. It's always a lot, people are like, oh, you guys do this. It's so easy. So don't you want to do this? No.
It's not.
I do it for you guys. I do it for Derek. I personally like to just be at home watching a show and not talking about it maybe randomly, but the responsibility of reporting on a weekly basis is a huge responsibility. But Derek does everything in his will to make sure that I just have the easy job of showing up and being present. Even if I don't watch the episodes, he's going to tell me what happened, and I just have to participate. So
yes.
He's a great husband. Derek, thank you.
Tiffany, thank you for being a great co-host this season. And I also want to shout out Hannah. Hannah has been focused on school. She tries to jump in when she could jump in. And Hannah is a part of this podcast. She is a part of this show. She's been here with us since we started. And, Hannah is very good with making sure to submit the questions that we have to submit, which we probably need to submit some tonight. I feel like some type of way. After we get done.
No, we get to ask them Monday. That's the question.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you're right. That's right.
Yeah.
But it's just so good to be here. But Tiffany, we are here. We just watched the episode live.
Yeah.
I want to just start off with just saying, wow. Can you believe that we're here? It's now October.
I'm tired.
I'm tired too. I'm not going to lie. I'm ready for this. I wish they could push it back to summer. Let's push it back to the starting and beginning of June and be done by fall. Because this is a little too late for me.
It was a lot. I almost gave up.
Hey, wait, I also want to shout Tiffany out. Tiffany was the one who said, hey, I'm in the studio. Where are you? And I'm over here with a shirt off, sitting on TikTok, got my chest all out, trying to look cute. And she FaceTime me all dressed up, ready to go. And I'm like, what you talking about? We're just going to interview the 3 people tomorrow. She's like, Oh, don't we always recap after the episode? So she was holding me accountable.
I was dressed. I did not want to
that.
hear your mouth. I didn't want to be late. I didn't want you waiting on me. I said, I know that link is in my DM somewhere. I know it's in my email. I started getting myself ready. I just was like, let me be ready because I don't want to hear nothing from Derek. And then I messaged you. Like, that's why I was like, I'll see you later. And I don't know. He thought I was talking about we was about to watch Baddies. We was about to watch Jocelyn Cabaret. I'm like, well, we got to record this episode first. And he like, what episode?
I really was like, what episode? I was like, what are you talking about? Isn't that crazy?
So we ain't like gonna tell everybody who been following us who won?
I thought they didn't want to hear us no more. But I'm happy we did it. It's just the two of us, which is great. I love that. Okay.
Remember, Royal Court and new Royal Court members to like, subscribe, and comment. Subscribe for next season because we are also recapping Survivor. We're also recapping Traitors. And we may throw in a couple of little special episodes for you. You never know. But if you subscribe, you'll get a notification that we've posted a new episode for you. So,
of course. And if they do another BB Reindeers game, we'll be here. So, guys, please remember to share. We would love if you guys can. Take some of your favorite clips from some of our episodes. Put it on your Instagram. Tag Heavy Crown Network. We want to share it on our Instagram story. Same thing with Twitter. Please do. You know, it's crazy because till this day, I think me and Tiffany say it all the time. It's crazy that people still don't know we have a podcast. They're like, BB23 and Tiffany and Hannah and Derek are doing a podcast. I didn't know that. Yes, we are. And we're recapping some of your favorite shows. So
marketing is not my strong suit. I have a business and I've been running a business for 12 years and a lot of people know me, but a lot of people are like, didn't even know this business existed. Marketing is a big deal and it's not my strong suit, but that just goes like even within our podcast, we just got to market better.
Yeah. Well, you guys can help us, and we just want to continue that. So thank you for coming back. Okay, we're going to get into tonight's episode. We're not going to hold everybody so long, but let's get into it.
Yeah.
We are down to the final three. Julie looked amazing. I love Julie's blue outfit. You know, anytime I think of Big Brother, I always think of the color blue. You know, I remember that's why we all did like the whole blue and royal and purple themes when the cookout came back. Also, I want to say shout out to the cookout because we're the ones who started the whole like people come back and talk about the final 4 and 3. So it started with us. But it was just so good to see that. I also love seeing the audience and love seeing everyone's parents there. It was just so refreshing to have that there. It was just great to see. We get into the first HOH comp. The first HOH comp is an endurance comp. I think we've seen this type of comp before. I can't remember where they played it at, but it was definitely on one of the recent seasons, Tiffany. I can't remember. But they had to they were like hold their body weight up basically, and then they was spraying with stuff, but it was like spinning in the air. It was very interesting to see. I want to say this. I thought going into this, this is Cam written all over it. I was like, Cam can do this, or Mackenzie, one of the two D1 athletes. Okay. Mackenzie's the first to drop, Tiff. Then here comes Cam after.
Sorry.
Cam after, and Chelsea wins this.
Okay.
Chelsea wins the endurance comp. Not trying to say she's not endurance, but I was just shocked to see that.
Against two D1 athletes.
Against two D1 athletes.
Yeah.
Okay. Chelsea wins the first HOH comp. Then, we cut into the second HOH comp. Mm-hmm. And then shout out to Derek Levasseur. He also got an opportunity.
Special appearance.
Yes, he did a special appearance. He was also, giving the house guests information. I want to tell you this. The one thing I love about this damn special stuff he got, literally, they're like, Derek, take your phone and record yourself saying this, and we go and edit it.
Could you tell? Listen, in all transparency, I missed the first 15 minutes.
Oh, I need to tell you,
So I didn't see that. You could tell that's what they had him do. What did he do?
Tiff, it looked like he was walking outside on the side of his house or somewhere out on the streets, and it's like, hey guys, great job on the first HOH comp. Now for the second one, we got to take out Inslee's brain. Listen, you do it too, as they say, you do it too for a check, okay? You do it too for a check.
Yeah, we know them checks, them CBS checks. I love you, CBS, but y'all be painting.
Okay, so I was like, all right, Derek. So he did this. It was just funny because I appreciate Derek trying to get into it, but he's so laid back and chalant,
Yeah.
he's just like, all right, I'm here to do this. Yeah. So we get into the second HOH comp. The second HOH comp had about 4 activities they had to do. The first round, they had to, if you remember in BB Reindeer games when it was Nicole and Taylor and they had to get the puzzle pieces out and they had to swivel the thing, they had to do that for the first part.
Okay.
Then the second part, and I will say this, Cam and Mackenzie were head to head. But then Mackenzie started, beating Cam. He got stuck on the second piece. He couldn't figure out to get the second piece out. Okay. The goal is to put everything together so we could take out, Ainsley so she can get killed and we're done with her. Then the second part was ropes. They had different ropes in a box and each rope was long enough to attach to the middle part, the middle piece. Yeah, so there was like one plug and then
you had to plug it in,
poles.
but they had to loosen it enough to get it to plug in.
They had not loosened it. It was just like all different sizes, all different type of rope sizes. So it's like, oh, this rope is too short. This might go for this one. This might go for this pole over here. Mackenzie also wins that. And then the last one was just flipping. I think it was like flipping the switch or whatever. But Mackenzie wins it. They kill Ainsley's brain. Her brain comes down into the water. She basically, I also want to say this. Ainsley almost cursed them out because she was about to be like, we could work together. How are you guys going to get rid of me? And I swear she's about to say, you mother, and died. Okay?
Alrighty, well.
So,
Family
Ainsley is officially done with Big Brother 26. I did enjoy Ainsley in the game. I appreciate the twist that she did this season. Tiff, what is your thoughts on Ainsley doing the twist and being in the game?
I thought it was cool for them to incorporate AI. AI has been such a huge part of the world, specifically within these last few years. AI has just really kind of taken over. People are afraid of losing their jobs. Big Brother incorporated, like we got to see people in their hologram speaking in their own voice, but never having said those words. We just got to see what technology does. And I like the way that BB continues to try to stay on track each year with the time. So I thought it was great.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. So Ainsley dies, and then we cut to the jury segment. Taylor Hale's hosting the jury segment. I thought everyone looked fabulous. Taylor looked amazing. Watching this jury segment, it was very interesting to see. They find out Rabina's the next one that comes out. And once again, Tiff, you mentioned this last week. Who am I voting for? Who am I giving my vote to? And when they go down this jury segment, I will say this. It first started with, I'm not sure if you saw this part, Tiff, but it started with Rabina explaining what happened to her, how she got here. And she made it clear that, hey, she's like, Chelsea's playing the best game. Quinn said the same thing. Chelsea's playing the best game. But this Angela, and I'm going to say this, I've been an advocate for Angela's whole entire season. But Angela was giving bitter to the max. It was giving very, where's your manager? I have a complaint type of bitter. Okay. And it wasn't cute to see because I didn't understand where her bitterness was coming from so hard because it's not like her and Chelsea had a whole feud. So it was very weird. And I will tell you this. Taylor checked her on it. She was like, is it giving, she's like, I'm just really upset. Oh, it's giving better. And she told her that.
Yeah, she asked her, she's like, I forget the first part of her question. She was like, but is it giving bitter? Just in case you don't know what you're serving right now, it sounds, it seems, and it smells like it's bitter. So do you want to be a bitter juror? And I think that maybe that might have allowed Angela to rethink her stance, but Angela's pretty headstrong, so I don't know if she just was playing devil's advocate or that's just those were really her thoughts and feelings.
I agree, Tiff. It was I was glad that Taylor did chuck her on that because it was like, it was too much. Because the first time was cute, but then Angela's like making it about me. Like, oh my God, it sounds like I was the comp beast with all these. It was given a lot. And the thing about it is that I appreciate people that are confident. I appreciate people that are, themselves. But this was the first time, and I will say this, I know people been saying stuff, but this was the first time I was kind of seeing Angela to one of those things where you could sit there and go, oh, maybe you were a problem in the house.
Yeah.
Like maybe you were.
It was just giving extra.
It was giving very extra.
It was kind of like Taylor told her, it's not about you anymore. And it was giving all about me.
No, Tiffany, me.
Yeah, it was giving all about me. And your time is up, babe. When you're in the jury, your time is up.
And I hope that when she goes home, I do like Angela, no disrespect. We're talking about just what was portrayed tonight. I hope when she goes home and she watches this back, there's a little bit more. And I'll get back to her a little bit later because we got to get to her later.
I just do want to say, like, the jury segment is a lot longer than what they show. And so there is Angela could have come off like, she could have had 8 great points and 2 sour moments, and they just aired those 2 sour moments, and it kind of made it seem like that was her whole mindset during the whole jury segment. And it doesn't have to have been that. That's just what we saw,
Damn, Tiff. I wish and you know what? Not to take us back to us. I wish that I got a chance to see the whole jury segment because, when you watch it from just that, you kind of just feel like,
Yeah,
and then it's crazy because I remember,
time.
Right? Because I remember talking to you. Yes, and I remember talking to you. I remember you saying you weren't just sold on just Xavier. You also did think about me, and then you also did think about Azza and all this other stuff.
Yeah, we gave each person like an opportunity to have call out their game and what would it take for them to win. And so it wasn't, we weren't completely sold, and it wasn't just like, oh, Xavier and we're done. We went around for a long time. I mean, our jury, I didn't even watch our jury segment back, but our jury segment got heated.
Well, I would tell you this. It was short and sweet. It was not long. That's why that's why me as a watcher, it was just like I only felt like I had Kylan. So I was like, oh, okay.
Back to 26. Back to 26.
Yes, back to 26. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Yeah. So also Leah also advocates for, Mackenzie. They're talking about Mackenzie, and people do see Mackenzie's game also. They're saying that, hey, she had things pinned against her. But the one thing the jury kept saying, I'm going to say what Rabina said. Rabina says something that I can say this. Finally, Rabina said something that I feel like is smart, and also like I could see her as a player. She said, I'm going to vote for somebody who's the all-around. Who won comps, who also did strategic, and also skills, like just all of it. Yeah. And I appreciate that because that's what does go into an overall player when you're trying to win Big Brother. Sometimes we have players in the past that were just comp beasts. Sometimes you got players in the past that were social. But when you have an all-around player, you got to give respect. Jury segment went good. Tiff, then we get to, I think what happens after that.
We get to the part where the part 1 HOH and the part 2 HOH compete against each other.
Yes.
And that's, I did see that. I saw the jury and I saw, I saw this part. Yeah.
Perfect. Which was Mackenzie and Chelsea. The questions, let me tell you the one thing about these two.
I didn't know the answers to any of those questions.
I didn't
and
know
neither did they. Sorry.
Tiff, it's so funny because I was sitting on TikTok Live and somebody asked me, you should know these questions, Big D. I'm like, I recapped this shit and I got notes and I don't know any of these answers.
And we don't have to study it,
Yes.
And,
yeah. I will say this. I love their energy. Yeah. I will tell you this cast, hate to say it, I'm trying to go back, reminds me of BB23.
Yeah,
it
just
reminds
a
me
cast.
They're a likable cast. This is one of the seasons that are going to go down in history, and I love that her and Mackenzie were like, girl, I don't know, we're just guessing at this point, like, and they look like they were guessing, and they were literally saying it to each other, like, I don't know, I'm just picking.
And guessing correctly.
Correctly.
And at the same answers. So the questions that they didn't know, they're guessing, and they're guessing the same, and they just happen to be guessing correctly. So it's almost like they synced up, like they lined up in the mind, and so that's kind of cool to see. But it was kind of scary and kind of nerve wracking too, because it's like, well, who's going to win? Because they were tied up until the very last question, in which they both guessed, except Chelsea guessed incorrectly.
Yes, Chelsea had it. Yeah, Chelsea had it at first, and then she lost it.
That she did.
Yeah,
but it's okay. You know why it was okay? Because she didn't have to choose, and someone leave and is upset with her about not keeping her word. Her having to choose one of them, I think that would have put her in such a tough predicament.
Yeah.
It might have knocked her off her game a little bit, because you're wondering what's Cam thinking if she sends him home? What's MJ thinking if I send her home or to jury? So when you go right from this moment to that moment, whereas whoever, if MJ sends somebody home, I mean, it's kind of a game move.
Yeah, I agree. No, of course. And I think this worked out. And, I was okay with any of these two. I kept telling myself I'm okay with any of these two because they both played a hell of a game. A hell of a game. And together,
what happened?
Mackenzie ends up winning. She ends up winning. She won. It was so close. Chelsea got the last question wrong. She second guessed herself. Mackenzie ends up winning, and then we cut to if I'm correct, we cut to it's time to vote somebody out. Mackenzie decides to vote out Cam. She explains, hey, I want to play an honest game. I've been loyal to this person. This person's been loyal to me.
Yeah.
Cam, you're going to have to go.
Yeah.
And then Julie does talk to Cam. Cam, was he shocked? Shout out to all the homies at the crib, all the dogs at the crib.
All my dogs
Excuse
at the
me.
crib. Yeah.
Shout out to all the dogs at the crib.
Yeah,
okay.
And one of the things that Julie asks Cam is, when he said to MJ that he would be willing to vote Chelsea out and go with her to the end, was that true or was that game? And he just flat out told her, like, I was gaming. I was trying to finesse her. I was always going to take Chelsea. Me and Chelsea that's been my dog since day one. So
shout out to the dogs at the crib.
She was going to be my dog at the end, and she's still my dog right now. So, and Chelsea wasn't the one to send him out, so he can still have love for her. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I think Chelsea ended up putting herself in a great position, because whether she won or lost that, I think it was better for her to lose it, because she didn't sour any relationship, and she knew that she was in the position where both of these people will take me to final two. Now, had she been wrong about that, then that would have been a tricky situation to have found herself in. But I think she was pretty confident that win or lose, one of these people are taking me to the end. I've got a seat in the final two. Yeah,
and she does explain that. We do cut to Julie meeting with the jury. She does kind of just ask a couple questions, to the jury. How did they feel? Things like that. We get to, it's time for the jury to ask their questions.
It's time for that third person to come out.
Oh, the third person to come out.
And
she asked him, who do you think is going to come out?
Oh.
And then, I love Chemo, aka Kiki. I love that he said, Cam. And Cam comes out.
Because it seems like the jury has been able to predict
everybody
who's going to come in, Yeah.
Yeah. So Cam comes out. They're not shocked. They're kind of like, we knew it was going to happen. And then it's time to ask questions to Mackenzie and Chelsea.
Yeah.
Straight out the bat, I might not know everything they said. I'm not going to try to read them word by word, but I want to say straight out the bat, the first question that Quinn asked just set Chelsea up to let you know, I'm here to play. I'm here to win. I'm here to win.
Yeah.
Love you, girl. Power to you.
Yeah.
Love you. But
I'm about to separate. I'm about to separate myself from you right now.
Yes. And I love that she went into exactly what the jury was saying. It's like she mentally knew what they wanted to hear. She's talking about her strategy. She started talking about her social. She started talking about her skills.
Yeah.
And that's what they were looking for. A majority of them.
Yeah, I don't think that when she said, Angela asked her, about her playing an honest, maybe like people leaving and arriving bitter, or maybe it was Quinn that asked her that, like jurors being a little, not happy with her game.
I feel like it was Angela like asking. Oh no, Angela's asking what moves can you own up to or something that you did. Like it was something like that.
Did you feel like you own up to your moves, or did you backstab? And she was like, yes and no. She was like, but I knew when to speak, and I knew when to shut up.
Here's Angela.
And she's like, I didn't have to backstab. I just knew what to share and what not to share. And it kind of seemed like Angela wasn't buying that. Yeah, that's exactly what she was doing. Chelsea was phenomenal at answering. She knew what she wanted to relay to the jury. She knew the seeds that she wanted to plant as far as her game moves, how she played the game, what her plan was coming into the house, how she ended up there in the final two. She wanted to separate herself from MJ. I am really glad that she didn't like tear down MJ's game, even though she knows that she controlled a lot of MJ's moves. I'm glad that she didn't initiate saying that. Someone in the jury did ask, like, MJ, what move did you make to benefit your game? Because it seems like some of your moves were made to benefit Chelsea or something similar to that. And I think that kind of threw MJ off. And, in the jury segment, we kind of heard Quinn and Leah, or Quinn, refer to Leah's eviction by MJ as not being a beneficial move for herself.
Yeah,
so when they
that.
asked her what was her biggest move that she made for herself, and she said it was evicting Leah, it was like, oh, I don't know that they think that.
I think that's what they were trying to get an answer to. But I think Quinn and Rabina, and I think Chemo, because keep in mind, like you said, we don't see the whole jury segment.
Yeah.
But I could see them explaining, like, hey, I think this move was done by this. But I think what I loved about it was that it was a fair, clean fight. And that's what I like. Absolutely. I like that it was a fair, clean fight. Very respectful women. Yes. They definitely said, even though she said, hey, the biggest move was because I knew Leah was a bigger comp, whatever Mackenzie said. But then, as the same question was given to Chelsea, she also explained once again, I was able to get Mackenzie to do this, and that. And this is why I was able to do that. And then it felt fair. She's like, girl, I'm not going to sit there and say you lying or take your credit away from you, but I'm explaining what helped me get you to there because of my social.
It was great. Like, MJ gave a lot of respect to Chelsea and her game.
Yep.
And I think she was fighting for the win, but respecting that Chelsea has probably played a better game than her, and not diminishing that. She was trying to separate herself and give herself credit, but in hearing Chelsea's strategy, I think MJ couldn't find the words, as she said, to articulate her own strategy and game, because it would sound very similar,
of course,
to Chelsea's. And she needed to separate it,
Of course.
But I think that they did a great job of having, like you said, a nice, clean fight, a respectful fight. They both acknowledged each other's families and the phenomenal women that they were, the relationship that they built, the game that they played together, the respect that they have for one another. It's giving me goosebumps, because it was beautiful to see two beautiful women. I literally almost cried, because cookout aside, that was supposed to be me and Claire. All I saw was Tiffany and Claire. I'm like, if there was never a cookout, I love everybody in the cookout, but from day one, Claire was my A1 day one. Like, she chose me. We was on the same team. We were gaming together. I was like, fuck! That was supposed to be me and Claire.
I know.
But it was beautiful to see. It was beautiful to see two powerful women up there,
Powerful.
not afraid, not
Oh,
afraid of one another, and also fighting for themselves, and having both played great games.
beautiful games.
But if MJ wanted to win, she would have chosen Cam to sit next to. But I do believe that she knew that, and she played the game she wanted to play, and
Yeah.
she wanted her and Chelsea in those final two seats. And I think she was willing to accept whatever it would have, whatever the fate is or was. And um she will get hers.
I do agree. I would tell.
Yeah.
I was saying this. I know it's hard to say. Everything's not about money,
Everything is not about money.
and I know we're playing the game,
The
and
game is for a lot of money.
yes, yes. I'm
Yeah,
not.
the game is
But
for a lot of
I
money.
also
But
want to say this. Sometimes you can come out the game as the winner without winning.
yes,
Sometimes,
yeah,
and I think
without winning
people.
the
Yes,
grand
the
prize
grand
of money.
prize.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
someone like Mackenzie is going to get calls to do other things.
Yeah,
I could
Mackenzie's
see her
beautiful.
doing a challenge. I could see her coming back and doing another Big Brother All Stars. Whatever. She's going to get opportunities for other
She's
things.
22.
She's 20. Oh,
She's got the whole world. She's got a whole life
yeah.
to do many more things. She'll absolutely come back as an all
Yes.
star.
Absolutely.
Many things. So without further ado, we've already told you pretty much that
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Wins Big Brother. Chelsea wins Big
I was
Brother
looking at you
26.
because I was like, did I jump
Yes.
too far ahead?
No, it's okay. We can go back
Okay.
to it because I definitely want to talk about when they all get together. But
Okay.
Chelsea wins Big Brother.
Yeah.
Chelsea had a
Unanimously.
phenomenal. Yes, she had a beautiful speech. Chelsea's our second Black woman winner of Big Brother, and this whole new Big Brother era, I just love it because we have not had two women sitting at the finale in such a long time, and it was refreshing. And I'm gonna let you talk, Tip, but I just want to go back to Mackenzie. What I loved about Mackenzie was her sportsmanship,
Yeah.
but also even I just want to say this: if Mackenzie would have just threw a little bit more of like, "Hey, I think you guys think I didn't play any social," and talked about where she was social at, I think that could have potentially helped her. That's the only thing I feel like she was missing. But when you're in that moment, I'm sorry, Tip. When you're in those final two chairs, you can get choked up. There could be so many things you want to say. You're thrown out by the questions you got from the jury. Now you start in your head like, why they ask the questions like that? Then you're sitting over there and you're like, damn, did I make a mistake? Did I say the right thing? You can get choked up, and you have to be ready. That is the most important speech. I can say it for myself. There's so many things I wanted to say I never did say. So I understand if Mackenzie does, maybe not now, and it's okay. She's okay with her decision. But later on, if she decides, I wish I would have said this and I wish I would have said that, I understand how that feels. But let me just say this. Mackenzie, coming in second place, you played a phenomenal game. You got there. Your head, the cards were against you. And I just can't wait to see what you're going to do in the future.
Yeah. She's beautiful in and out, and her intentions are good, and her heart is good, and she is a loyal person, and she did what she said she was going to do, and I respect it. I love the game that Chelsea played. I enjoyed watching her from the beginning to the end. Um, I I just I was rooting for her the whole entire time. I just didn't want to get myself emotionally attached and worked up and be disappointed. Even tonight, I was like, I was a little stressed
Same.
today. I ain't gonna lie. I was just
No,
like,
me
I
and you
don't
both.
know, I don't whatever. But I am truly happy to see such a stellar player, so well rounded, so present and centered, focused. Um, she knew exactly how she wanted to play. She never wavered from that. It is truly impressive. I'm so proud of her. I am absolutely happy for her. And she is the first woman to win unanimously.
Wow, that is impressive. And I also want to say this. I'm excited for you guys to meet, of course. I know I can't wait to meet majority of this cast. They really do remind me of us a lot.
Yeah.
But it was just so great to see, and history was made again, which is nice. I can't wait to see what happens, obviously, in BB27, you know, when we get to that part. But I do want to say this. When everyone got together, I do have to talk about this. When they got everybody together, it was so good to see Cedric. Let me tell you something. Cedric is very handsome, okay? I am so glad that he cut that hair down, because I was able to see what he looked like, okay? I'll be honest. He had to cut that thing down. It was too much. He looked so handsome. It was so good to see everybody. But I do want to cut to this. I love that Rabina and Tucker, of course, or, you know, look like they're going to try to, you know, build something. I also hate that Big Brother puts that pressure on people, you know, like, oh, like, hey, you know, this one said this, and that one said that. And it's like, it's a lot. And I'm also
and there was a lot of fluff. I think that had they not had made a 2-hour episode and just made it an hour and a half, we wouldn't have had to get so much of everybody's business.
Everybody's business.
Yeah. It was like the whole Tucker Rabina segment.
Yeah, it was. And that was my thing. I'm like, I also don't like when Big Brother puts that pressure. Like, even the whole, like, we reaching. Hey, Matt, do you and Mackenzie still have that thing at the 10? That's why I love Mackenzie's answer. She's like, well, he was only here for 10 days.
Yes. I'd have been 70 days without him.
I've been
80 maybe.
days. Yeah. I think that's too much.
I want them. A lot.
Love Big Brother, but just let it work out naturally, because now what's going to happen, I'm going to be honest, and you know we keep it real over here in the royalty. What's going to happen is you're going to have these fans that are going to be obsessed with Rabina and Tucker, and they're going to be wanting content and videos and this, and they want to know everything you're doing and what's happening and that. And then they're going to feel the pressure of, let's say, for example, they're on two different sides of the United States. I hope it does work out for them. But let's say, for example, it doesn't work out for them. Then it becomes, oh my God, I can't believe it. I hate them. Or I hate Tucker because he did it. Or I hate Rabina because they did. That's why I just said we got to stop putting that pressure. Let it become natural. And I just hated they did that whole segment. But I do want to cut to this. You know, and I got to get my girl again. I can't believe I'm going to have to talk to her because I don't know what she was on tonight.
Is it
okay?
Angela?
You know it. I don't know what she did. This episode is really the whole season. I've been fine for the whole time cheering on Angela, but she got me tonight. And I you know, Matt, you know, stands up and he's like, you know, he does the little segment that, you know, the clap that Angela came down the stairs. And he's like, hey, I just want to say thank you because you gave me, which I get it. Matt was throwing a little bit of shade by being like, hey, you gave me a platform because now everybody was talking about me when I got out the house. You know, sometimes it sucks going home first, which Matt is saying exactly what I was saying, where sometimes it's not always about winning. You can kind of come out the game sometimes being great and doing well, okay? But he's like, hey, I just want to tell you, like I told you before, I'm still going to love you, I forgive you, all that type of stuff. Angela, the whole time, I don't, she gave the most shit.
He was being polite. He was like, you know, and
such a polite person.
He was like, but it's cool, it's fine. Like I've forgiven you, I forgive you. And Julie was like, you, Angela, you guys want to hug it out? We don't have to.
I mean, I wasn't planning to. I don't really care. It don't really bother me. I mean, if you want to, I
and
guess.
He was like, yes, sure. And then, you know, Julie asked Angela, how does she, you know, what are her thoughts? And she's like, I still meant what I said. I still feel how I feel.
Crazy eyes.
I'm not glad he's. I'm still not mad that he left.
I'm
glad you're here.
No, it was giving. Let me tell you something. This is Big Brother's a game. Get it? It's just like a sport, right? Sportsmanship. If I've reached out to you in that moment and say, "Hey, I'm sorry," or "Hey, I forgive you for something," just move on. If you still got a problem with me, guess what? Talk to me afterwards or whatever and stuff like that. For me, this is a mother. This is also someone who has a couple kids, a grandmother. You on TV. I'm sorry. Angela was giving me straight up witch tonight. Yeah. And I was not about it. I did not like that for her because this man is like, he don't have to even say anything to you. He's just like, hey, I just want to tell you I forgive you. Just like, so you know, like you did. And she's just like, I still feel the same way I did because of... That woman's delusional, and I don't like to use that word a lot, but that woman is delusional.
Listen, I was
She's
sitting
good for
here
TV,
thinking,
but in real life, she can't be with us. If she was on our season, I would have got her little ass together. It would have been a wrap. You would have been safe in the storage room. There would have been no storage room. She would have been my main person.
Angela on my
She would have been the main person because I would have gotten her because that was just so nasty. I hated that, Tiff. It made me so uncomfortable. I literally sat up on my chair and just said, "Oh, she's such a witch." I couldn't believe it.
It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. You know, it was unnecessary. It didn't. It didn't have to. It's like what you're, and I get what you're saying. Like, even if nobody's saying be fake, but have a little class and have a little tact. It's live television. You've been here in the game. He's been at home. His game has been over, and yours has too. And you don't have to be his friend, his mother, or his confidant. But he's saying, let's bury the hatchet, let's shake on it and move on. And you're like, we don't have to. It is nasty. It was nasty and it was immature. And I agree with you.
I'm going to say this. I definitely know Angela's good for TV. I know she's been on good TV shows. I don't need to see Angela again. That was it for me. I was excited for her future-wise, but after that, I don't want nobody like that. It's not giving villain. It's not giving villain at all, so she's not a villain. Yeah. It's giving Karen, and I said it, Karen vibes, for sure, okay? So, I'm going to move on, and when I see Angela, hey, I still loved you this whole season. I have no problem telling you to your face. It's giving Karen vibes, and it was very rude. So if you can have a grown adult conversation, I can tell you where you're wrong, just like people have told me I'm wrong and where I know things are at. But a grown person to another grown person, it's not cute, Ma. Cut that shit out. That's not cute.
If it's one thing we know, it is that you can be liked and loved all throughout your tenure while you're on your season. And people can find you out after your season. And they cannot like you anymore.
Facts.
Or they can dislike you your entire time on your season. And you can come out. And they can learn who you are and can learn to love you. So
me for example.
It goes both ways.
It does.
Sometimes people remain consistent with how they feel about you. They loved you then, they love you now. They hated you then, they hate you now. Right. But it is very often that you find sometimes they loved you, and then they don't know more. So, I mean, it seems like Angela has found that way with you.
Yeah, she did. And let me tell you something. My thing is I still love her. I still like her until I meet her and I'm able to tell her where she's wrong at.
Or just see how she is.
Or just see how she's in person. It could be different. But it's just weird because now that they're out the game, this is their time to kind of start showing us who they are. Yeah. I also want to shout out Brooke because Brooke also did not owe Angela an apology. And the fact that Brooklyn, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. But the fact that Brooklyn gave her an apology, that's really big woman of her and big person of that because she didn't owe her anything. Like she's just like I don't really. But you know what? That's great to see. That's what I need Angela to learn how to be. Okay, so maybe she go hang out with Brooklyn.
Well,
she can learn.
I will say the advantage that the pre-jurors have is they've had the opportunity to watch themselves back, and so sometimes you don't really get that reality check until you watch yourself back. So maybe Angela will be able to go home and watch herself back and maybe learn some things.
Yeah. So we get to anything else that happened. I also want to say Joseph. I want to give Joseph a lot of credit. He showed up after her, the storm that's happened in his Tampa. Anyone that's watching the the Heavy Crown Network from Florida that's dealt with the storm. Our prayers are with you. I hope you guys get through everything. And I just want to give Joseph a big, big hug because I can't imagine going from that to this environment. And it's very overwhelming.
And showing up to be there for your cast.
Of course.
It's commendable. Thank you.
It's commendable. But we do get to, it's time to vote America's favorite player. Who won America's favorite player, Tiffany?
The one and only Tucker.
as he
As
should.
we knew he was going to win something.
Something.
And I just want to say,
if I'm correct, Tucker took home
$70,000. At least $70,000. At minimum, $70,000.
That's not bad.
He got
more than second
and a half place.
Third place.
He got second and a half place.
Second and a half.
He second and a half.
Come on, second and a half. You know what? Let me tell you something. Tucker deserved it. And I would say this, Tiffany, and this is the honest truth. This was my first time voting for somebody to get America's favorite player.
Really?
Yep. I did not vote when Taylor voted because I felt like she was going to win anyway. I didn't vote for who won last year?
Oh. Damn.
Wait, let's think
Double
about
homicide.
it. Let's think about it.
It was Cameron.
Oh yeah, I didn't vote for Cameron.
I didn't vote this year. I didn't vote
at all.
last year. I did vote for Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't vote BB23.
Of course, we couldn't.
I voted Davon BB22.
Okay.
21. I think I voted Kimmy.
Oh,
even though I knew she wasn't gonna win,
yeah.
But I wanted her to have some votes anyway.
Okay. Good,
I didn't watch BB20 when it aired. I had to watch it later.
Mm-hmm.
BB19, I wasn't voting Josh for shit. Not never. He better be glad I wasn't on the jury. And I love Josh. I just didn't like him then.
Okay. I will say this. It was very interesting because I was like, wow, I'm voting for someone in Big Brother. I've never done that in my life.
I'm glad.
So it felt good because, Tucker earned it. He deserved it. And I would say this. The one thing about Tucker, and I've talked to him a lot outside of this game, and I'm getting to know him more. Mm-hmm. He is himself through in and throughout. And
so
he
wait.
is... Yes.
So him tonight on the stage.
That's
you
him.
know it. Rovina, do you like me, girl?
And his would be they are both two characters, and I'm just kind of I want to see what they're like when they're not.
You know what?
Camera.
I just decided that I don't. At all. One at a time.
This was her the whole time.
Thank you. He said, "You come here, girl. I want to get a hug." He sound like my Uncle Roddy. That's how my Uncle Roddy. So you can come here, girl, and get a hug and get a kiss on you and rub.
No, but I do like you. I'm just make sure you know I like.
I know you do, girl. I know you like it. Come here. Oh, I'm gonna get you. Okay, I'm over this. I'm done with this segment. It's as long as it was on Big Brother.
Yes. So, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for the awesome season.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for sticking beside us, for having our backs.
Yeah.
It was a great season. Congratulations, Chelsea, Marlene, Bayham, baby. You did the damn thing. I am so extremely proud of you. Phenomenal winner, phenomenal woman. Congratulations. Yes. Girl.
Congratulations, Chelsea. Cannot wait to see what you're going to do next, okay? Pasta. Yay! Mackenzie, also great job to you.
Yes,
and Cam,
good job, Mackenzie.
Cam, you did really good. You played a great game. I know we played separately games, so I understand that feeling. And just know this doesn't determine your athlete or what you're good at. These are carnival games. Big Brother games are not athleticism. These are games that are not easy. So guys, we'll see you when we see you. Don't forget, we're still recovering Survivor. We still got that. And Traders soon. And then if they do BB Reindeer games, we'll be here. So make sure you share, subscribe, like, comment. Tiff, beautiful job this season.
Thank you.
You did amazing.
Thank
you for keeping me just on task.
Thank you. Congratulations, Final Three. Congratulations, BB Production, Our House Entertainment, for another phenomenal season. And thanks for allowing us to have press coverage with the house guests as they have come out of the house and interview them. We appreciate it. Love you all.
And shout out to Jesse and the rest of the casting team. Guys, please remember, if you want us to talk about you, go do your casting tape.
Go do your tape.
Go do your tape.
All right.
Bye.